April 1945, Nazi Germany is collapsing. From the west, American troops are pushing forward. From the east, the Red Army advances relentlessly. These two great powers, allies against a common enemy, are about to meet in the heart of the crumbling Reich, and history will never forget what happened next. The Elbe River, in central Germany. It's a small, unassuming river, but it is about to become the stage for one of the most iconic and symbolic encounters of the Second World War. The soldiers of the American 69th Infantry Division and the Soviet 58th Guards Rifle Division have fought their way across Europe, but they have absolutely no idea what or who awaits them on the opposite bank. Caution, exhaustion, fear. These are the emotions etched on the faces of the American GIs. These men have been through hell weeks, months, even years of brutal combat. As they approach the muddy riverbanks, they don't yet know whether they'll face lies they've only heard about, or desperate enemies still lurking in the chaos of a dying regime. Every shadow could be a threat. On the eastern bank, Soviet troops are mirroring the exact same tension. After years of unimaginable loss on the Eastern Front, a conflict of unparalleled brutality, they are wary of everything and everyone. Their faces show both the hope of imminent victory and a deep-seated mistrust. A perfect reflection of the strange, complicated alliance that has driven Hitler's armies to the absolute brink of destruction, and then it happens. April 25, 1945, the first contact. Across the murky water, American and Soviet soldiers see each other for the very first time. Instinctively, guns are raised. There's a heartbeat of hesitation, a tense silence hanging over the river. Then, slowly, recognition dawns. These aren't the faces of the enemy they've been fighting. These are the faces of their allies. Across the water, smiles begin to break through the layers of grime and exhaustion. Hands extend in gestures of peace. Laughter, raw and genuine, pierces the tension that had filled the air just moments before. American cigarettes and chocolate bars are tossed across the river, traded for Soviet vodka and patches. For a brief moment, the war, this all-consuming global conflict, feels like it's finally over. For a short, fleeting moment, the battlefield becomes a bridge. Soldiers help each other across the damaged bridge at Torgau, and they embrace not as soldiers from different nations, but simply as human beings who have survived the unimaginable. Yet behind the triumphant smiles and handshakes, the deep scars of the war are everywhere in the memories of missing friends. The haunting images of destroyed cities and the ever-present shadow of an enemy that still lurked in pockets of resistance. Private diaries and letters home reveal the unvarnished truth of this historic day. The men laughed and they celebrated, but many also expressed a deep fear of the unknown future. The camaraderie shared on the banks of the Elbe was absolutely genuine, but everyone knew it was fleeting. The political realities of a post-war world, of two superpowers with opposing ideologies, would soon divide them once again. This meeting at the Elbe symbolized both the triumph of victory and the quiet start of a new global tension. Berlin, the ultimate prize, lay just ahead, but the seeds of the Cold War were already being planted right here, in the soil of a defeated Germany. The allies who shook hands over the river would soon become rivals in a new kind of conflict, and that handshake would become a bittersweet memory of unity in a coming age of division. Today, the town of Torgau remembers this historic meeting. Plaques, monuments, and carefully preserved battlegrounds honor those who came together, even if it was only for a brief period. But beyond the stone and bronze memorials, the Elbe River itself serves as a powerful reminder that our shared humanity can survive, and even shine, amid the most unimaginable destruction and ideological divides. The celebration that erupted was completely spontaneous. There were no orders, no official ceremony at first. Soldiers drank, they traded souvenirs, they laughed, and they shared in the simple, profound relief of survival. They had crossed oceans of ideology, navigated rivers of blood, and finally met on this neutral ground. The images captured that day, the handshakes, the shared food, the arms thrown around shoulders, have become immortal symbols of hope. Decades later, veterans would recall the meeting with powerful emotion. For them, it wasn't about politics or propaganda, it was about human connection. It was about looking into the eyes of another soldier and seeing the same exhaustion, the same relief, the same hope. These men, who had fought their way from opposite ends of the world, found a surprising kinship in the unlikeliest of places, the quiet banks of a small river in central Germany. The Elbe meeting reminds us that even in the darkest hours of war, there are moments of grace. These men, from vastly different worlds, with different languages and cultures, met and recognized a shared humanity that transcended it all. That handshake across the destroyed bridge at Torgau was more than just symbolic, it was a human bridge built over the troubled waters of history. April 25, 1945, the day East met West. The Elbe River bore witness to history, to humanity, and to the fragile, fleeting peace between allies. In the end, it was not just a meeting of armies but a meeting of souls, a brief, shining moment that showed the world what could be possible. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story as powerful as I did, please consider subscribing for more untold stories from history.